I think that's funny. It's really cool. Anyway, but the other thing I wanted to tell you is my sister. She had her surgery on May 27th. She had gastric, RNY, U-N-Y, and she had a really, really bad time of it. She had a stricture, and they stretched it out 3 times, and it didn't work. She was barfing on everything. Not on water, but just about everything else. And so they stretched it. They did a stretch on her 3 times, and it just didn't taste. She was good for about 2 weeks, and then back to barfing. So they ended up putting a stent in her, and they put a stent, like a heart stent, and down into the hole. It's only for 6 weeks, and it was supposed to allow it to be stretched out until it healed up at a stretched pace. Well, the first stent they put in slipped a little bit, so they went back in the next day and put it back into place and kind of redid it a little bit. This time, when they did the surgery, when they put that stent in place, they checked her out the very next day to see if the placement had helped, and it did not. Her stent actually slipped down into her intestines. So, they decided to do a revision of her surgery. They said either they would go ahead and let it go all the way down to her pooper scooper and pull it out that way, or they would cut her intestines open, which would be open surgery, or they would go down and just kind of take the camera and the grabber or whatever and feed her intestines over the sleeve rather than feed it down into her intestines. And after talking to the surgeon, his assistant did all of this, and he's fabulous. But after talking to her original surgeon, Dr. Mera, who is one of the best surgeons in the country, he just happens to live near us, or be near us, and so they decided to do a revision. Well, then when they went in to do the revision, she had about 1 inch of scar tissue near her openings, and so they had to cut all that scar tissue out. And they had to cut parts, a little bit more of her intestines, and as it turns out, her pouch, which we know is supposed to be the size of a fist, because of the revision, it's about half the size of a fist. And so she has really had some problems, and it's funny because I feel very guilty because mine was terrific, and hers has been very problematic. On the other hand, she's lost 120 pounds since May 27th. 120 freaking pounds since May 27th. That is May, June, July, August, September, October. 5 months she's lost 120 pounds. Not a healthy weight loss because she's lost a lot of muscle. And she was experiencing some of the same types of problems. She thought her stricture was back, and the doctor said, look, you've had major surgery. It's going to take you a while to heal. Just chill. And he said, and get your protein in, because if you don't eat your protein or drink your protein, you're not going to lose the weight you want to lose. And if you don't lose the weight you want to lose, you're going to be pissed off. His words. And she's like, oh yeah. So she's doing better now. She's in better spirits. But I got to tell you, I do not know what I would have had to have done. She was on soft foods, at the very most soft foods, eating almost purely yogurt every single day for 5 months. And I don't know how she did it. Could you imagine? So she's doing better now, and she looks fabulous. So she's got a long ways to go. So anyway,